Hello, Brooke. Can you hear me?
I can. Hi,
Wonderful,
Lavender.
wonderful. Hey, Brooke. I'm going to share this right quick. Hold on 1 second.
All right.
You've already got your fan team.
I know. I'm so excited and thankful.
Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll be ready in just a second. Hey, Sandy.
Hey, Mom.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Good evening, and thank you so much for joining the other woman in our interview with Miss Brooke Smith, Miss Pink Hair herself. Say hi, Brooke.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Oh, and we can't forget Pickle. Hey, Pickle, how are you?
She's just chilling, man, like always.
Well, you guys, I want you to know if you're not familiar with the Other Woman magazine, it is a magazine that's published 3 times a year. And the mission of the Other Woman, I'm going to read you the mission. It says, "It is my mission to help you discover the silenced and often suppressed woman resting within and infuse a desire to live courageously without reservation or regrets." So that is the mission of the Other Woman magazine. And this young 22-year-old lady, Brooke Smith, is on a journey to find the other woman. However, as young as she embodies the other woman and what the other woman represents. Her adventurous spirit, her free spirit, she's so courageous. And if you read the Other Woman magazine, you've seen her article in the current issue titled Travel With Me. But before we go there and before we share with everyone what this embarkment, this big journey is about, let's share our history. I want to share a little bit about our history. So I've known Brooke since she was about, what, 7, 8 years old?
Yep. Maybe
Yes.
younger.
Maybe younger. Well, I'll let you tell them, Brooke. How did we meet, and how did our families connect?
So we met because both of our families were homeschooling, and we met at a park, I think. That's where
Yes,
I
I think it
met
was.
Javon and Jalen and your family. And we got to know each other, and we're pretty close. Um, and I remember one specific memory of going over to your house, and we were playing freeze tag or hide and seek and something, me and Javon and Jalen and Zach. And I remember that I was supposed to find everybody, and instead all the boys left me outside in the yard alone. I'll never forget that. I think they went in and started playing like a basketball video game. I was like, really?
That's
But
just like
nonetheless,
boys. Just
no.
like boys to do something like that. And you know what? Since I've known you, Brooke, you've always been a little firecracker. I can see you now when they would do something like that, or when you would get upset, you were never quiet about it. I
Oh
can see
no.
you now coming in the house,
Oh no.
mom, 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 and you haven't changed. So
No, I haven't.
that is why I wanted you to come on tonight, because the other woman, we shouldn't have to wait to find the other woman when we get gray hair like me. So I'm trying to give a platform through the Other Woman magazine to younger women as yourself to be comfortable with using their voice and to share their passion and to use the life that they have in them, the gift of life, and just live courageously. And that's what you do. You've always had a courageous, adventurous spirit. And
Thank you so
before I
much.
forget, I want to share this book. This is a book that she did the cover for one of my books, Can I Be Real? I remember looking for, this is when I first started writing and trying to self-publish my own books. And I knew that Brooke had the gift of drawing and art. So I asked her to do the cover of this book. And I was so pleased with it. She did a wonderful job.
Thank you so
So
much. I was so young.
fast
It looks
forward.
so crazy now.
Yes, you were. But
Compares.
you did such a wonderful job. You
Thank
captured
you.
exactly what I wanted. And you're still painting, aren't you?
I
Don't you still
am.
paint?
I do. I just
Okay.
started getting into painting, not drawing so much anymore, but it's definitely helping helping me
And
find, another part of myself too. I didn't even know existed. I didn't know I could do that until I gave it a shot.
okay, see, that's the thing. You said you gave it a shot. Now I see guitars behind you on your
Yes.
wall.
Yep.
Te-
Artisticness runs in the family. My dad's made some, or painted, redesigned some guitars. He plays guitar. I play guitar. I have my amp sitting back here. I got when I was like 12 years old. So he really encouraged that in me to artistic and, try new things.
Now you do so many things. You sing, you play guitar. Do you play any other instruments?
I play ukulele a little bit. I'm
Okay.
trying to learn the violin. It sounds pretty horrible so far, but I found a violin and I fixed it up, and so I'm gonna give it a try. But
Okay.
that's about it as far
You
as music
paint?
goes. I
No.
do,
And you're a photographer?
yes, I
You
do
just go
hula hoop
on and
dancing.
on, hula hooping on and on and on. So let's talk about now why you're here, because the article titled Travel with Me, and for those of you who haven't seen it, that is the article. That's your hubby,
Yes,
Garrett.
Garrett.
Yes. So that is Brooke in the article, and it is titled Travel with Me. So Brooke is about to embark upon a journey. I just love that phrase, embark upon a journey. And you're about to do something that most people would never do. You have, well, you were supposed to start this when in April, right?
Yep, I was supposed to be gone in April. Even at one point, I think we decided March was going to be a better option. Of course, the pandemic happened and
Right,
we ended up stuck in Florida for a few months longer than we had planned to, but it's come with its own challenges and
right.
benefits too.
So you quit your job, which was what?
I was a veterinary technician slash surgical technician at my vet. I've been doing that for about 2.5 years total, I'd say. Um, my boss was kind enough to rehire me after I had already quit because of the
Oh, that's
plans to travel.
great.
So he rehired me, and I was able to work a little bit more before I left.
That's
That's actually
great.
where I found Pickle.
Okay.
So
So you found Pico at the, what was he,
yeah,
someone
so
brought him
some
by or?
someone had brought her in. She was a stray. They brought her in like a Walmart bag. They found her outside of Walmart. She was pretty broken up, dirty. We thought that
Wow.
she wasn't going to make it, but I ended up taking care of her at the hospital for a few days while we tried to put her in a rescue. And
Uh-huh.
every day she started like perking up a little bit more, and then I took
Look
her
at her.
home. I took her home to my husband. I was like, I just thought she should spend the night one day and just see how she does here.
Uh-huh.
And then he couldn't resist. So here we are.
So Pickle's going on this journey with you,
Oh
right?
yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
She doesn't look like it much, but she's an adventure dog. She loves kayaking. She loves going on walks and hikes, and we even put her in a backpack and take her hiking with us so that she's comfortable. So she's a
So
little adventure dog.
she's got the perfect fit, you
Oh
and
yeah.
Pickle.
Absolutely.
Okay, so Pickle's going on this journey with you and your husband Garrett, and you've been
Mhm.
married for how long?
Oh gosh, he's gonna kill me. I want to say, has it been
Shame.
3 years already? He's better at that than I am. I want to say 3 years, but
3 years.
I want to say over 3 years. But we've been
Okay.
together for maybe 5 or 6 years. I want to say.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So this journey, you and Garrett and Pickle, you quit
Mhm.
your job as a vet tech
Yes.
slash vet surgeon,
Yes.
and you are about to get in a what, a trailer and
It's a
drive
camper.
where? in a camper.
Uh-huh.
In a
So,
camper.
not going to say my exact destination yet. I'm actually going to be visiting pretty much wherever we want to. We're going to go around. We do have a timeline now for how long we want to be out and about, but we're just going to go where we decide. If we want to stay somewhere for a day, we'll stay there for a day. If we want to stay there for 2 weeks, we'll stay there for 2 weeks until we're happy and ready to go somewhere else. So that's super exciting.
Okay, so you really have no destination. You quit your job. You have a what camper you said?
Yep, about a
How large?
20-foot camper.
A 20-foot camper, and
Mhm.
you're about to drive across country,
Yep,
destination unknown.
absolutely. We've
Okay,
actually been
now,
living in that for a while too. The camper, trying to get used to it, overcome the obstacles that come with, living in a really small, confined area, going from an apartment or a house. So that's been fun.
now, Brooke, some women might be watching and they're probably thinking, what the heck? You quit your job as a vet tech. You're in a camper, a 20-foot camper, and you're about to drive across country, destination unknown.
Oh, yeah.
So
People
that
think I'm
is the
crazy.
and that is a part of you that embodies the other woman, taking risk, taking a chance. And you use a phrase that I love, I use it all the time, if not now, when? You're young, you're 22 years old, and you're doing what you want to do. But tell us why you want to do this. Why are you leaving your home that you were born and raised in Florida, and you're just going to pick up and leave?
That's a big question. um,
Tell me whose idea
ultimately,
was first. Whose idea was it? You or your husband's, or was it a
it was
joint?
actually so I originally had started saving for something when I was really young. Didn't know what it was going to be, but my husband, um, he was actually the one who suggested it. Um, we were living here at this point in time, and he said, what if one day we just, pack up and go? Why don't we just go do some hippie travels and just have some fun and live that way? And I was like, that sounds crazy. And he brought up the idea of living in a camper or a van or something like that. And to me, immediately, I thought claustrophobic, small space, being with you like 24/7, it was going to be a lot. But I kind of warmed up to the idea. And then I realized that, I don't know, I'm going to die one day. One day we're all going to die. I'm not going to have this
Right.
opportunity. I want, to do this now while I'm still looking at my future, my careers. And I don't want to settle on any house, on any job until I've seen beautiful things in my life, because I
That's
might not
wonderful.
live forever to do so. So,
You are so, that's so true. You make a statement in the magazine. You say in your article, you said if you could talk to your 14-year-old self, you would tell her to stop worrying so much about fitting in and making other people happy.
oh,
That
yeah.
again is an embodiment of the other woman, is to do you, to live the one life that you have courageously without regret. And here you are, 22 years old, quitting your job, you're married, you and Pickle and Garrett are jumping in I keep wanting to call it a trailer, um,
Camper. Close
camper.
enough. I think it technically is travel trailer, camper, whatever you want to call it. That's
Okay, jumping
fine.
in this 20-foot camper, and you're just going to drive.
Yeah.
That is, it sounds so freeing.
Oh,
It sounds
absolutely.
so, now, if you had children, that would be a little bit more difficult to do.
I don't see you children in my near
And
future.
that's good. And that is good because we wait until we're much older and we want to do these things. But once you've got that job and the children, and they've got school and you're trying to support, and your husband has a steady job, you can't just get up and leave. So you're right
Exactly.
to do it now while you're young and free. And you can look back on it and make sure you journal while you're out there. Make
Yes.
sure you journal. That's a book Brooke. That
I
is
know
a
it.
you just your journeys alone. And I put your IG down there, scrolling at the bottom, that you all can
Perfect.
follow. Yeah, follow Brooke and her adventure going across country. Now let's talk about. I'm going to put on my mama hat now. Okay, if
Okay.
you're my daughter, I'm going to do everything I can to support you. But my first thing was, what are you going to do about money? What are you going to do if something happens? You got a flat tire, or what are you going to do for money? That would be my concern. Let me ask you this first. What is the concern of your parents? How are they supporting you in this? I'm sure I know them, so I know they're supporting, but have there been
Yes.
any concerns with them?
Oh yeah. My parents have been really supportive. I think that there have been moments where perhaps certain people in my family weren't too sure that it was maybe actually going to happen. And if
Uh-huh.
so, the closer that it came to it and I continue to talk about it, oh, I'm going to move in a camper. I think that they started to realize, oh man, she's actually going to do this. And then the concern came of, you're going to live in that tiny space. You're going to have enough money. What if something goes wrong? But the thing is, they've been instilling that into my head since I was old enough to get my
Right,
first job. And
right,
so I've been thinking about all those possibilities of worst case scenario. And so we are saving, we are creating and doing whatever we can to make it last as long as possible, but not without a big safety cushion in case something
right,
goes wrong. And I think that
right.
that made them feel better knowing that I had taken their advice, that I had actually, you know, saved the money that I needed to do this, because I don't
Right.
want to end up on the side of the road either with a flat tire and no money, no knowledge on how to change one. Think my husband can.
Exactly.
So so that's good at
now,
least.
let's just say you need some extra money because you saved for this trip. You saved for this
Yes.
adventure. Just say, okay, we don't want to go through all of our savings, because when you get to a destination, I mean, you still have your camper, but you
Yes. But you
eventually
still
have to
need
get
something.
jobs and things. So, what are some of the things that you have in mind to do to make money between where
Well,
you
I
are
have
now and your destination?
So, one thing I'm going to be doing to make money is I'm actually going to be selling the Other Woman magazine, selling it along my
Okay,
journeys, because I
great.
plan to meet people, to communicate, to get my name out there. And I'm super
Yay!
excited. So, I will be selling the Other Woman magazine. I also sell my own artwork, which I don't have anything new right now. Thankfully, people have been purchasing it. I'm super excited. Playing music. Just doing whatever I want. I make necklaces, I make wire wraps. I actually have like some examples of some of the jewelry and stuff that I make. It's pretty
Cool.
cute
Show
and
that again.
simple.
Hold on, I'm gonna put you on a little bit closer.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So this is one of the cute little wire wrap necklaces I've made of an amethyst crystal. Here's like another amethyst crystal that I
Okay,
wrapped.
that's
So
pretty.
I'm getting better. But I mean, it's
That's
all about,
great.
the intention and having fun, just making something that's meaningful, that's not, from a factory, that I can give to people and connect with them.
That's
So,
great. So you're
yeah,
using what you have within you, your
absolutely.
talents, your gifts to try. That's great. That
Thank you
is
so
great
much.
and admirable. Now, you mentioned in the article about hula hooping. Share with
Yes.
us about that.
Okay. The average person might think hula hooping. That's just moving something around your waist. There's actually a very large movement of hula hoopers. We do dancing, sort of circus tricks, things like that. It's been one of my favorite outlets to dance. Just listen to music, flow to some music, and I get a lot of compliments. I have people come up and videotape me. I've done it at festivals, and people are just so entertained. So it's awesome, and it's entertaining. It'd be something I could even do if I decided to street perform. It's super interesting. It's been a way for me to really free myself and put myself out there without actually thinking about anybody else. I'm just doing my own thing, and people just like
It,
it.
it's a beautiful art. I
Thank you so
love
much.
watching your videos of you hula hooping. It is just beautiful. And like you said, when you mention hula hoop, the average person is going to think, you know, this little girl just
Yeah.
trying to make it stay up on her waist. But you do all
Absolutely.
type of things, and the videos, how you make your videos, where it looks like it's a reflection. They're side by side.
Yeah.
They're just beautiful, and I can sit
Thank
and watch
you.
you hula hoop, and it's like you said, it's so freeing. It's so it's like you don't have a worry in the world. Not a
Absolutely.
worry in the world. So you know what? After this video is over, after this live is over, if you would, if you can find one of your old hula hoop videos
Okay.
and put it in the comments so they can see what we're talking about. I know what you're talking about, but they might not have that idea in their head. And I also put if you all would like to show some love and support for Brooke as her family makes this adventure across and pickle across the country. I put her, is it Venmo?
Venmo. Hmm.
Venmo. That's kind of like Cash App, but you don't have Cash App. Explain to them how they can use Venmo, Brooke.
Yes, Venmo's super easy. If you have a smartphone, you just download the app, make an account, you add your debit card or your bank info, and then through that you can send money to other people. It's really popular. It's really safe. It's free to download and everything. So pretty much just like Cash App. I just can't get mine to work. So yep, super
Okay.
easy. And I would super appreciate any donations. They go to help us travel longer, to have all the supplies that we need, and to support my artwork, things like that. It would be super appreciated.
That's wonderful. So, and like I said, the Other Woman magazine, I am grateful and happy to help you, to just offer you the Other Woman magazine, and you sell those and use the money for what
Yes,
you
I'm
need.
super excited.
You have helped the other woman more than you realize. I'm always searching for that free woman, or that woman who wants to be free. And you, at the age that you are, to take this on. I know some women are watching right now. They're like, oh my God, what in the world? She's going to make money doing what? Who, what? Because it's something that we probably just, you know, you're living outside of the box. You're living outside of the box. I remember reading one time, we live in a box, we drive in a box, we're going to die and be put in a box. Why in the world do you want to live your entire life in a box?
That's excellent. And
I
100%
love it.
true. 100% true.
100% true. Now, I put a quote by Emma Chase at the bottom of your article. It says, because the greatest part of a road trip isn't arriving at your destination, it's all the wild stuff that happens along the way. What type of adventures are you looking for? Because sure, you're just not going to drive and go. Are you expecting or have any plans, the things that you want to do?
Well, some of the plans due to the pandemic probably postponed, but that's okay. I'm just going to make the most of it anyway.
Uh-huh.
What we plan on doing is a lot of hiking, sightseeing. We want to go to the different national parks. We've got a national park pass, camping, just stopping and seeing anything. I was talking to my husband the other day, and he was like, you know, babe, if we see a sign and it says world's biggest ball of yarn, we're going there.
That is so cool.
I was like, all right, sure, you know, why not? But I'm also looking forward to meeting new people, putting myself out there, being afraid, being confused. I'm looking forward to all of that. I just want to learn. I want to learn something that I don't already know. I want to put out this idea of my head of what I think it's going to be, and just, you know, because I'm so tired of living in my own head. I can't stand it anymore.
Oh my
Gotta get out there.
Someone says, Laverne, actually my sister, she says, I want to go. You know, listening to you, I want to go too. I want to go too. And you make sure, your mom says to make sure you take videos and pictures.
Oh, yes.
You don't know where this might lead to.
That's true.
You don't know what this might lead to. You know how people, who was it, that movie Forrest Gump, where he just took off running?
Yeah.
And then he was followed by the media and people started following him. Brooke, you have no idea what is ahead of you. And that's the great part. Yes, and someone else says you can do it. You're already getting encouragement. Someone says you can do it.
Oh, thank you so much.
That is my older sister, an artist. Now, you've heard of starving artists. She's been
Yes.
there. She's been there. And
Oh my
you
gosh.
just, yes, you just have to keep going. Because if you continue doing what you're doing and you just give it all you got, you can't fail. So you're making jewelry, you're selling magazines, the hula hoop, and the pink hair is just,
Thank you
it
so
draws
much.
people. The pink hair. So I can see you out on the street doing whatever it is, your little dancing. Are you going to take a guitar with you?
Yes, I have an electric guitar and an amp. I have an acoustic guitar, I have my ukulele. So if I feel so inclined, I might, go out and play some music and um which that's honestly my biggest fear is performing to people, talking in front of large groups of people, but kind of ready to not care about that anymore. And I think that living like this, it forces you to get out of your comfort zone. It forces you to be like, I need some extra money. I got to try something. And I don't think that you can really reach your potential unless you're pushing yourself out of your comfort zone. Like leaving Pensacola, been in Pensacola my whole life. I mean, I've traveled a little bit, and every experience traveling has been so empowering and exciting. Even my grandma Gloria, she took me traveling down the East Coast when I was about 14, and that probably inspired most of this today. Just
Wow.
getting that journey. We went for about a month, and it was really meaningful to me. So I'm super excited to do that again.
And I'm sure she is grateful that you even remember. She's
Of
making
course.
comments. Your grandmother says she can do whatever she puts her mind to do, no doubt in my
Oh,
mind.
I have a
Yes,
very
now,
supportive family.
yes, you do. And now your mom wants to go, so that's me, my sister, and your mom. So I hope you got room
It's a
in that
20
20-foot
foot.
camper.
We'll make room.
Yeah,
It'll be fine.
you see how you are inspiring people already just talking about it. You haven't even gotten on the road yet. So, what are your goals, Brooke, after the trip, after you finally find a destination? What are your short-term goals?
Ooh, that's a good question. So, question is, are we going to actually stop or are we going to keep it going? I think that we're
Mhm.
going to stop at some point.
Okay.
And our goal then is to um, re-get jobs. Obviously, Garrett's a welder, so he'll be looking for work. I'll be looking for work as a vet tech. Get an apartment, probably. Um, Depending on where we live, if we need to live somewhere where it's warm, then probably get an apartment. But I'd like to buy a house. I'd like to start some sustainable living, learn about that, even maybe try woofing, which I'm not sure if you've heard of that before. It's
I
a
have,
yeah,
but
a program.
share for those who have not heard of wolfing.
Yeah, I have some friends who've done that. That's where you don't get paid, but you can go to different farms across the world as part of this organization, and you go and meet these people. They teach you about farming. You eat with them. You spend time with them. You learn with them, and then you're allowed to go and explore the culture during the day. So you're not getting paid, but you are learning about farming and other sustainable ways of living. And I think that that's really interesting. Me and Garrett love nature, growing our own fruits and vegetables. We just haven't had a house or any place like that to do it on a large scale. So
Right.
that would kind of be the ultimate goal that we're dreaming of. But small steps: get jobs, um, get a place to live that we really enjoy, and then kind of go from there. It's going to be tricky.
You never know what you might find in regard to land or
Absolutely.
families or people seeing and meeting you. Like you said, you want to meet people, you want to get out and do some things. And the whole now, how do you spell this woofing? Am I
Oh, I
saying
might
it right?
actually.
Just spell
Yep. Let me verify. I think it's WOO. Excuse me, WWOOF. It's
WWOOF.
OOF. Yes,
Okay,
yes.
okay.
I don't know.
So
Oh,
you
it
just
says,
never know. Now,
yeah,
Garrett,
exactly.
Garrett, your husband, it sounds like you found the perfect mate
I did.
because can you imagine if one of you all had this desire to just get a camper and go and the other one had to be convinced, which is kind of what it started. It was Garrett's
Yeah.
idea, But if you didn't have such a free, adventurous spirit, you might not be so ready to go. So tell us about Garrett, and he's sending hearts to you. He's watching. Hey, Garrett, tell us how
Oh.
you met Garrett. And so you got married at what, 20,
I was nine
19?
I was 19. I was very young.
Yes,
So
you were.
we actually originally met swing dancing at Pensacola Swing. We met through friends, and I don't know, things started from there. He was working at Publix. He'd been working there for years. I was working at Tilly's. I was a manager there for years. So we were both in retail, and we were both kind of sick of it. I mean, we both appreciated everything that we learned from that and our skills and stuff. But I think we were both kind of in a similar place in our lives. Like, we've done this. We're hard workers. We're really good at reaching our goals. We love nature, exploring. And we were both kind of ready to not be in this shell that we were in, putting ourselves in, you know? So,
So you're saying the rest of us are in a shell.
no, 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 absolutely not. For some, for some people, the real journey is being extremely excellent at your job, going to college, or joining a trade school, which Garrett did trade school at Pensacola State College. So there's, a lot of other journeys for people to have, but I feel like personally, be confined to one space because every time
Yes.
I leave, I'm like, this is what I need to be doing,
And you
So
got to
for
follow your spirit. You got to follow your
absolutely,
spirit. So you and
absolutely,
Garrett met swing dancing.
yes.
So that's another thing that you do, dancing. And
Oh
you're a
yeah, I
good
love
dancer.
dancing.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
What is your top out of
Oh, hold on,
all
you're broken up
these?
a little bit.
What is your top? Can you hear me okay
Okay.
now?
Yep, I can
You
hear you
hear me?
now.
Okay. What is your, you've got so many talents. What is your most favorite, or do you have one?
I wish that I could say I had a favorite, but I'm one of those people where I get really into something, and then the next month I'm doing something else, and then it just cycles through. So one month I'm doing my music, the next month I'm painting, maybe one month I'm working out every day. That doesn't last, but those are those things that
Right,
um,
right.
but so that's bad in the point that maybe I'm kind of a jack of all trades, but I don't get super, super good at anything, in my opinion. But I just enjoy it, and it gives me a chance to try something new because I just get bored, um, and I get to see more of myself. But yeah, I don't really have a favorite. I guess if I had to really put on something that I've consistently been doing, it would be hula hooping. I've always made time for
Really?
that. Yep, I've
I
always
just
made
knew
time
you were
for
going
it.
to say photographer. I just knew you were going to say photography.
You know, I
And
I do
you
take
may not think you're
pictures,
good
but
at it, Brooke. You may not think you're good at any of it, but you're excellent at all of it. And
thank you
you've
so
been
much.
like that since you were young. For those who are just tuning in, I've known Brooke since she was 7 or 8 years old, and you've always had a competitive spirit. I just
Oh
remember
yeah.
you were always race with Javon. You and Javon were always racing. I'm like, what is the big deal? Okay, so
Oh
he
yeah, I
won
gotta
last
win.
time, she won. You got to win. And he's the same way, got to win.
Hmm.
So you're saying, we were talking about your ultimate goal for on the road as you meet people and they want to know who you are, what you're doing, all these talents and gifts you have, you're evolving. That's the other
Absolutely.
woman. You're evolving. And as we evolve spiritually, mentally, physically, our talents, gifts, we're always evolving into a better self. And that is the other woman, is to don't get stuck in that shell, don't get stuck in your comfort zone. There's a whole world out there waiting for you, and you're going out there to meet the world. So, talk to us about your this whole evolvement side of you. What have you been enlightened with the most about Brooke as you get older, and about taking chances and not taking risk? Talk to us about how you're evolving.
Well, I would say, when I was younger, and I know I'm young already, but
Yes, you are.
just being which I think this is an important age, 12, 13, 14. A lot of adults, even someone as young as myself, look at that age and they think, this is just a bunch of phases. This is just a bunch of nonsense. They're going to get over it. That was probably those were the most important years that I can remember. That's when I started realizing things about myself. I started realizing judgments that I was passing on other people and myself. I felt really self-conscious. I felt, I don't know, I was always trying to fit into what I thought would be the most likable and the most well received. And I always been a little bit different, a little bit weird. I might have been trying to fit into more, strange groups of people, but regardless, I was still trying to fit in. Um, and over time, especially I'd say over the past couple years or so, and even just living in our camper, which we just started last October, I started thinking more about myself, how I treat people, um, the way that I've been holding myself back.
Mm.
I wouldn't let myself feel too deeply about, this is going to sound silly, but I've just become more of a spiritual person. I've focused more
Why
on
did you say
myself.
that might find silly? Why did you say that might sound silly? Because you're becoming more of a spiritual person.
I I guess it just sounds like something that I hear people saying a lot. And it doesn't always necessarily it's not always necessarily real. It's just something that you tell people, and when in reality you aren't really making anything or doing anything or getting any progress out of it. I don't know. I just feel like it can be put out as like a facade, like, oh, I'm so spiritual. But I really have been working on it. I've been meditating, I've been doing yoga and things like that. Just breathing, working on my anger management because I get angry. I get real angry sometimes.
Girl, high five. Me too. Yes.
So
Learning how to channel that anger, learning how to
yes.
work with it from within.
And where to
Yeah.
put your energy. I don't need to put my energy into these negative people all the time. I need to put my energy into, m- you know, the real interactions, not necessarily the Facebook interactions of all the negativity going in. It's the people that I meet day to day. I want to be positive with them and I want to have real conversations with them. And for myself, I need to focus on the positivity within myself. And I don't have the energy to expend debating with everybody. And I'm getting too old for it already.
Honey, you are way beyond your years, let me tell you. Someone said it's called you're coming in full circle, and all of this evolving means you're becoming more of you. Now, you were saying about judgment of people and not being free to share. The other woman is about using your voice. Let's talk about some of the world events today, the whole, all the protesting. I have noticed a few of your Facebook posts where you actually were a participant of the protesting. Can you share
Yes.
a little bit about how you've been enlightened or
Yes.
your feelings on all the protesting and what's going on?
Well, it's honestly pretty funny how quickly these changes happen. I mean, they might not be as I might not feel as strongly about this particular event forever, but I feel like with all of the protesting going on, I have become increasingly enlightened about how I feel about other people, about the way that I have always considered myself, a very neutral person, friendly. I love all people, all colors, but I still have those negative thoughts in my head that I've grown up, not my parents, but being in the South, there's a lot of negative thoughts, and they're just every day.
Right.
At your workplace, in your family, and I've kind of learned to not say anything, not speak out. It's really uncomfortable for me. It just makes me feel, I'm not educated enough to start these conversations with people, and I also get very heated very quickly, and so I've just kind of
Hmm.
avoided it. But recently, learning that there are people who just don't have the voices that can make the impacts that need to. I'm a
Right.
white woman. I've been, convenienced to not have to have these conversations and deal with it. I was so nervous to go out and protest. I was terrified. I was terrified I was going to look like an idiot. I didn't know what I was doing, but I went out there with those people who are peaceful. and loving, and they were spreading so much love. They were dancing and, just giving waters and food out and just being a real awesome community. And I was like,
Hmm.
this is important. I feel good about what I'm doing. I should use my voice if I can. Not everyone
Right.
can use their voice the same way or has to, but I have the energy. I have
Right.
I feel passionate about it. I want to make a change. I want to be a part of it. I want to be on the right side of history. Um, and so it's been a lot. I have a lot of emotions about it.
Yeah,
It's
and we all
intense.
do. We all have a lot of different emotions about it. And good thing Pensacola has had peaceful protesting, or at least that's what the
Absolutely.
media is showing. Now,
Yes.
it's good to feel comfortable with that. But say you're traveling, this is still going on, and you get to an area where it's not peaceful. So
Yeah, that's another thing to
yeah,
think about.
it is. It is because everyone doesn't feel the same way. Everyone, as I've said before, everyone doesn't know how to channel that anger. And some people may not be angry, but that's the way they choose to protest.
Yeah.
So, Brooke, you talk like you've been here before. And I just appreciate you sharing your heart, your emotions, and this whole coming full circle, as someone said, your family, your fan team is just rah-rahing for you over here. Your mother is so proud of you. We're all proud of you. And I
Thank you
just
so
know,
much.
I'm so happy I know you. I just feel like you're I don't know, you might be on a national level one day. You
Thank you
just
so
so you
much.
don't you don't forget the other woman in this little bitty article that I'm so
I
proud
won't.
of.
I won't. I'm so thrilled about it. And I'm thrilled that I've met you too. You've been a huge inspiration to me. You've been a woman who has come and you've have your own company and you are using your voice and using your voice to push other people's voices out there. And I mean, that's
and that is
inspiring.
and that is exactly what you're doing. You are doing it also. You are using your voice and you are inspiring others to use their voice. And a lot of people, a lot of women are not able to have that same courage to use their voice, which is why it is important for us who really don't care how people perceive us or what they think. We're going to do it. We have to be a voice for those who might be a little hesitant, because a
Absolutely.
lot of people feel the same way you do, the very same way. So when you look back on your homeschooling days, and actually you all did the unschooling. I
Yes.
want you to talk about unschooling and how that influenced, how that made an impact, how it molded you to be who you are today, and if you would unschool your children.
So I would say I was homeschooled when I was younger. Unschooled, I want to say I was maybe around 10. I could have that wrong. Um, so when I became unschooled, I was basically given this free reign to learn what I wanted to learn, go outside as much as I wanted to. There was no schedule. I was able to pretty much do what I want, which sounds a little wild, but
To
for the
some,
person that yeah, for the person that I am, I'm pretty self-sufficient. I think
you are.
I've managed to not develop too many social awkward qualities. Now that you may be thinking, I don't know about that. but but it actually gave me a chance to explore my creative outlets, which are the most important things in my life. It gave me a chance to do as
Right,
much art as I wanted, as much learning. And then
right.
when it came down to it, I decided that I wanted to go to college. So I haven't graduated college. I went to Pensacola State for a couple of years, but I kind of taught myself algebra. I went to college. I did college algebra, English Comp 1 and 2. I did excellent in those areas. Psychology, I did excellent. I was just shocked in myself. I was able to push myself, taught myself everything with the help of my mom and my family wherever I needed it. They offered that support to me. So for me, it was a really great option. Um, for other people or for my own kids, if I have kids one day, I just don't know. I really don't know. I want to know where the school system's going to be, 20 years from now. Um,
Right.
I want to know where I'd be financially, if I'll even ever have kids. I
Right.
don't know if I'm strong enough to teach my kids, school, or if I need someone else to do that for me, because I don't know if I can stay home all day to do that. I love my vet
But
tech
you didn't
job, and
stay home. You didn't stay home all day to do
no, I
that. You were
didn't.
out,
No.
you were doing things. So that's the
Yes,
beauty of homeschool, is that there is no set curriculum. There is no set schedule. You have the
exactly.
freedom to teach your children according to how you feel that particular
Yes,
child. Like you were a free spirit, that unschooling was perfect for you.
it
Whereas
was.
another family may have students that need to sit down with books, they need to be tested, they need to go through those things. So your mom knew her children. So you would have to
Absolutely.
know your child to find out what's the best route to teach them. Whereas some are not even going to consider homeschool. But isn't it kind of funny that when COVID-19 and the quarantine came and all the posts about moms who had to
I know.
homeschool?
I'm like, man, I don't know. I mean, I can understand their pain. I don't know how my mom handled me all the time. I have no idea. But
Love, honey. We have love and patience. Because I know people would always say to me, mothers would always say, "Oh, I couldn't do that. I don't have the patience." I didn't have the patience either. I just did what I felt was needed that any mother would do. We make a
yeah,
decision to homeschool and you do what you have to do, just like what you're
absolutely.
doing. I don't know how you can fix your little lips and say you don't know if you could be strong enough to teach your children. You're getting ready to take a 20-foot camper across. Girl, please, you are strong enough to do whatever you want to do. You can set your mind to do whatever you want to, Brooke. So
Thank you
I
so
want
much.
to thank you for being you. I want to remind everyone, if you want to support Brooke or you think about her, please go to follow her on Instagram. I'm going to put her Instagram up again if I can find it. Follow her on Instagram. And if you can't see that, let's see, hold. And support her while she is on the road traveling to an unknown destination, enjoying her life and being adventurous. And you can also follow her on the Other Woman magazine Facebook page. And we are going to follow you. And whatever you post on Instagram, I hope you put it on Facebook so I can copy it to,
I will.
yeah, the Other Woman magazine, because, hey, you never know who you might meet. So those of us who have to stay back and watch you make us feel like we're on that journey with you, with the
I'd be
pictures
happy
and
to.
yes, and Garrett and Pickle, just I think it's great. You said you have a state park pass. You bought a,
Yeah, a
what is
national
it?
park
National
pass.
park.
Hmm.
That is wonderful. So many wonderful
Absolutely.
pictures. So you got your guitar, you got your hula hoop, you got your camera, you got your the Other Woman magazines, you got your clothes, you got to change your clothes. Washing. What are you going to do about washing clothes? Now I got my mama
Oh
hat on
man.
again.
Yeah, no, very legitimate. And the worst thing is that all these things that I enjoy in my life, doing my laundry is not one of them. I hate it. I will put it off for as long as possible. And the thing is that we live in such a small space that we can't have that many clothes. So
Right,
so
right.
we're gonna have to stop at the laundromats along the way. It's a lot of campgrounds that are privately owned. They have laundromats. Like where we lived in Alberta, Alabama, and our camper, they had a
Uh-huh.
laundromat. Thank God. But yeah, it's not gonna be fun. I'm just probably gonna be really dirty all the time. And
And you know what? We really don't need that many clothes. And if you're stopping at parks, hey, all you need is some water
mm-hmm.
and a place to hang them up.
Yep,
You have to
that's
make
true.
do. And I know you're going to do that. I know you're going to do that. I got to take my mama hat off. I'm supposed to be interviewing because now I'm trying to be protected. I got to try to be, but we're going to be following you. Let me see. Someone says, one life to live, follow your spirit, and you will be happy.
That's
Someone else
100%.
says, yes, yes. So we're all excited. We're all excited for you, Brooke. And I just want to thank you. Do you have any closing remarks that you'd like to share. But before you do that, you all please pay attention to the Venmo. Just write it down. If you think about Brooke, as we post on the Other Woman Facebook page, or you follow her on her Instagram page, think about just dropping her some coins to do her laundry and to give her some support, some gas money, or buy her a meal. You're making a trip, Brooke, for the rest of us that we can't do. And we just want to support you in all that you do. So any
Thank you so
closing
much.
remarks that you would like to share?
I would. First, I'd like to say, please don't think that anyone watching this, please don't think that you can't do this necessarily. Now, not everyone can afford it. That's true. That's true. But if you have the time to take a vacation, if you have a little bit of money to do that, try your best to make time to do that. Try your best to enjoy what you can with your family or just by yourself. Try to make effort. Roll down the window, put your hand out of the window when you're driving your car, feel the nice weather, go to the beach for a few minutes. Just like do those things, because we get so caught up in every day in our Facebooks and our Instagram, looking at everybody else. What is everyone else doing? That's all you can think about. That's all you can care about, when like you can be that person. You can, it's not what's on social media, it's what you put an effort to do every day. If you don't got the money to travel around the world, that's okay. That's okay. Just make effort to make yourself happy and stop putting everybody else first all the time. I mean, you're not doing anyone any favors by putting yourself last. All you're doing is you're making yourself grumpier and no one wants to be around you. So put in that effort. And also I want to thank my mom for making this possible for me, for homeschooling me, for educating me, for letting me be free and let me know that, I don't have to be normal. You don't have to be normal to be a happy person. You don't have to be a slave to the system 100% of your life to be a happy person. It's okay to take risks. And I want to thank her and my dad for that. And that's kind of all I got to say. You took all the other words from me, so.
Well, that's wonderful for you to acknowledge your parents. And you said you don't have to be normal. What the heck is normal anyway? What is normal? We're all our own abnormal. We all
Yes.
just got to be you. It would be a boring place if we were all alike. So
Absolutely.
What makes us different is what makes the world go round. It's just what makes us interesting. And honey, you are interesting. Okay. So one last question. You got the pink hair. What are you going to do when the pink grows out? Are you just not going to have?
Oh man.
Because if you can't wash your clothes, what are you going to do with your hair? See, I got the mama hat. I can't stop putting the mama hat on.
I've always kind of lived my life in that my life's going to be a series of weird and probably regrettable hair decisions. One day I'm just going to shave it all off and call it good, but for now I'm just going to keep dyeing it, and then eventually I'll go to some poor hairdresser who will be like, God, why did I get this person? But that's going to have to be after I get a job and can afford the $200 visit. So I don't even know. I'm just going to go with the flow. I'm going to keep dyeing it while it's growing out and just hope to God that it looks good. If not, I'll be looking back on my beautiful trip and being like, these pictures would have been nice at the Grand Canyon if my hair didn't look like that.
That is so funny. Your mother says that I can have the mama hat, so she doesn't have to.
Oh, I know. She's going to be wearing the whole time. My sister's saying
no plans. So we're not going to give any plans. Don't worry about the hair. Let me get back in my own lane. You do you. Do you. And thank you guys. Thank you all for joining.
Yes, thank you guys so much.
And please write her Venmo down at Brooke Smith 1998. And let's follow her. Yes. Yeah, that's right. Pickles got to eat. Okay,
yeah, man.
The mama hat's coming back on. We're going to let you go. We're going to let you go. We'll be following you. And I love you. And I'm just loving the woman that you're evolving into. And to everyone and the Other Woman magazine, remember to meet the other woman, embrace the other woman, and don't be afraid to free the other woman. Thank you guys and
Thank you
have a
so
good
much.
evening. All righty. Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.